Hey guys, welcome back to OttoEx. This is a channel where we try to bring you some of the coolest, strangest, some of the most unique vehicles from around the world. And today we've got a special one. Sorry about that, our special assistant for today just walked into the shot. She'll be assisting with various things. So I want to talk about this landcruiser and why it's unique, why it's special, why it's on our channel. It's a Toyota landcruiser 80 series. So the 80 series in most parts of the world were sold between 1990 and 1997. Different markets had extended runs on these, South American markets, Central America, a few countries. I don't know all the specifics on that, so I can't speak to that, but I can talk about this in regards to North America and Japan, where this one is from. This is from the land of the rising sun. We imported it. We handpicked it. These are impossible to find in this configuration. It is rear barn doors, as you can see. It is essentially the military spec of the 80 series. It has a rear full floating axle with drum brakes. It has a front solid axle with disc brakes, manual locking hubs, so it's part-time four-wheel drive. That means it's the part-time transfer case. That means you twist the hubs to engage 4x4 along with the H4 button on the interior. It has the Showa era fender mirrors. These mirrors are pretty unique. It was a Japanese only option from Toyota because back in Japan in the 70s, it was kind of the standard to have the mirrors mounted on the fenders of the vehicle. And some old school people, the older crowd, some nostalgic folks wanted these. Even in the 90s, I think it was offered up through the early 90s as an option on almost every Toyota sold in Japan. This has a front bumper with the factory mechanical winch, so that means this is a PTO winch. This is the cover there. It runs off of your transmission, your engine, making it the preferred winch of choice versus, some of the modern day electric winches. Hardcore enthusiasts love PTO winches. So I think they're pretty cool too. Give you a close-up of the original factory 16-inch wheels with the ASIN locking hubs. All of the wheels are wrapped in General Grabber 285, 75 R16s. This is a really nice tire size for this truck. It fills it out well. Doesn't make it too obnoxious, but it kind of suits it just right, in our opinion. Let us know what you think about that. Everyone's got their own little opinion. 255/85s are also a nice choice on these trucks. So why don't we open the driver's side door and take a look at this interior. Vinyl door cards with just about as basic as you can get. You've got your basic armrest, manual windows, and manual locks, which is about as basic, problem-free as you're gonna find in an 80 series. This has factory vinyl flooring, so easy to maintain. Factory vinyl seats, which are quite comfortable and simple. They are two-way adjustment, well, four-way, up, down, and forward, back. I'm going to hop in now and show you the dash and the cluster, which is super basic. So speedo on the right, fuel gauge, temp gauge on the left. That is it. Everything you need, nothing you don't need. Maybe if you don't want to know anything, it's good. Or if you just like that old-fashioned basic spec, there it is. Wiper stock, light stock and turn signal, tilt wheel. This is a standard vinyl wheel with a horn. And there you go. Climate control. Again, the non-ECU version, most of these trucks with the push button climate control has a separate computer to control that. This is just simple, trouble-free. Choose your setting and go. It does have AC, which is nice. A lot of these trucks, these base spec ones, didn't come with AC. And this is your H4 when you want to go into 4 high. 4 low is engaged by your transfer case. And of course, this is a 5-speed manual. Wouldn't have it any other way in one of these. And we've got the front and rear electronic locking axles as option from Toyota. And down here, if I can show you, is your winch controls. So you pull and twist that to engage it. This comes with the owner's manual, which has those instructions all printed out in Japanese. Easy enough to translate if you're curious. Center console with your basic storage, quote-unquote cup holder, and your parking brake lever. Some coin holders, and then another cup cubby thing. Ashtray, non-smoking vehicle. This one does have rear heat. This is a cold weather spec package. For whatever that's worth, back in the day, they offered these with cold weather packages. So you've got a heavier output alternator. I guess it came with a heavier duty battery, a battery system. It's a 2 battery starting. And the starter is a little heavier duty as well. And then you've got rear heat. And I think that pretty much sums it up. If I'm forgetting anything else about the cold weather package, if you guys know, feel free to leave that in the comments. Would love to learn a little bit more about that. The dash is immaculate. It's crack free. It's got its soft touch, kind of spongy consistency. Up above is your rear view mirror. You've got your sun visors, one, and then your driver's side with your 4x4 instructions all there. Door card is simple. As I pointed out, all 4 doors are the same, manual window, manual locks. All right, so that kind of sums up the front. If I'm forgetting something, let me know. Let's hop out and take a look at the rear. All right, rear door card, kind of similar to the front, although this one does have the added ashtray. Yeah, I guess people like to smoke more back in the day, but not in this truck. Vinyl floors again, vinyl second row seat with the function to fold like so, and then this folds forward like so. So you get that added cargo room. Alrighty, let's pop that back in. So that's the rear passenger area. Let's take a look in the cargo. So, nice 40/60 barn door. That's 1. And 2. Opens nice and wide. Bumper here with pintle hitch, factory pintle hitch step. And here's your rear cargo area. Solid rear quarter windows. And in here is our toolkit. And your bottle jack. Vinyl floor mats in the rear, tie-down hooks as well for cargo tie-down purposes. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Factory all-weather floor mats, which suit the rig, came with the rig. 4 of these to go with it. another storage cubby for whatever you'd like. And give you a good look at the headliner, which is clean. There's not much wrong with this rig. There's a few small cosmetic blemishes which I will point out right now before I forget. So I know this thing presents like mint because for the most part it is. But bottom of driver door, there is a mark here next to my finger. You can see that. That's just kind of been touched up, and a little scuff here. Side of my finger there. And on the rear left, there is a portion here that was touched up with just some touch-up paint, not by us, but by previous ownership. Must have just gotten scraped, and they did this. Wouldn't be hard to really get this looking better, but we just wanted to leave this truck as original as possible and present it as originally as we can. Underneath, there is no rust. You can take a look at the frame right there. Try to get you some more underneath shots here. Hopefully that's helpful. You can get the other side as well. Trying to make this a very comprehensive video because, by the way, guys, this is for sale at the time of this video being recorded. Our assistant's being very useful. All right, so that's the undercarriage. Rear left passenger door, clean card. Man, this is a beautiful truck. Beautiful, beautiful truck. I don't know, we're probably not gonna find another one. I say that about everything, but everything we sell is kind of one of a kind. It's there and then it's gone to a new home and someone's lucky. Inside the glove box comes with all the appropriate manuals, some service history in Japanese, owner's manual supplement, all that good stuff. We had this truck at Landcruiser Northwest. Shout out to those gents. They did a full work through on this. I will have to list that in the listing details because we put on a lot of parts, replaced a lot of parts with Toyota New. This has the laser cut factory keys, 2 of them. Including with all the parts that we put on, let's look in the engine because I'm going to start talking about it. This got a full-on timing belt job. That's a new Toyota belt. All the associated seals, ASIN water pump, and more stuff, which I'm not recalling. All belts were replaced with Toyota New. Let's open the hood. There it is. 4.2 liter 1HZ engine, inline 6. Toyota still makes this motor to this very day. And it is just a rock solid engine. There's the timing belt job done in February at 49,300 kilometers. That's right, this truck has 49,000 and change. Basically 29,000 miles is what that translates to. So this is a like new truck, as new as really you're gonna find, of a 1993 in 2023. 30-year-old truck, but it's in brilliant, brilliant, remarkable shape. I'm trying to go through as much as you would really want to see. Coolant was changed, oil was changed, gear oil was changed, front rear axle, gear oils were changed. It's ready to go. It's ready to go. Yeah, really no expense spared on this truck. Truth be told, we are not making very much money on it. This is also a blind spot mirror to see down your left side. All right, now let's take this thing for a drive. All right, guys, so why don't we go ahead and start this up. All right. Usually start this in second gear because it's so torquey. It feels super tight, super solid. All right. Why don't we pull out onto the main road? There's going to be a lot of gravel in the tires, so I'm sure you'll hear that popping out, making some noise. So don't be alarmed. Seatbelt. All right. Cruise is nice and straight down the road. The handling feels tight. The AC's blowing fairly cold. There go the rocks. So this thing, it's cruising about 80 kilometers, so 55 now in fourth, with plenty of room to go. Some of you guys might be thinking, well, maybe this engine's a little underpowered for the 80 series. I think not. I think for this base spec 80 series, it really doesn't weigh a whole lot. And it suits it just right. If you want something that's built for longevity and reliability and simplicity, then the 1HC is really the way to go in this rig. It's essentially a one-wire engine. There are no computers on this truck at all, no ECUs. It'll run after an EMP goes off. Designed this way really for warfare purposes, and that's why these types of trucks are still made and sold to NGOs and other rescue organizations throughout the developing world. They're sold through Toyota Gibraltar stock holdings. You guys can look them up and see some pretty cool stuff, and it's really cool to have a truck that spec, because many of these Land Cruisers, well, almost all of the 80 series sold in the US were quote-unquote luxury spec. Power windows, power locks, sunroof, running boards, gas engine, automatic, all that stuff, which, yeah, it's comfortable, it's easy, and it's built and designed for the American market. A lot of those rigs were used to pick up the kids from school or go to the mall, not go to war. so it makes sense. But this one can do all those things, and it's also capable of going to war. I'm not recommending that, but it's just a unique rig in that regard, and that's why we have it. And I'm sure whoever ends up owning this truck will be thrilled. It'll put a smile on your face every day you go to look at it and start it up, because that's what it does over here in our shop. There's not much to it. There's not a whole lot to test. The air's blowing cold. The heat really works well. I'm not going to turn that on today because I think I would melt. Otherwise, yeah. Wipers, turn signals all work, and it just purrs right down the road. I wish this was a little bit more of an interesting road for you guys to see me do some more turns and interact with the car, but it's just a nice cruise back to town. Beautiful day in a beautiful Land Cruiser with a beautiful assistant. And I hope you guys are enjoying the video. I guess I can just keep recording now. Maybe some of you are enjoying this somewhat zen-like experience, driving this diesel Land Cruiser down this beautiful northwest back road. I know I would. This truck has an entire life ahead of it, with only 29,000 miles original. These engines are known to go to 3, 4, 5, 600,000 miles without needing a rebuild. Granted, at 500,000 miles, I imagine it pretty tired, and just plop in a new one because they're easy to get, easy to source. Parts are worldwide for these 4.2 diesels. With Toyota bringing the 80 series heritage program back, not back, but bringing the 80 series heritage program into actuality, I'm sure they're going to start reproducing a lot of parts for the 80s, which will be nice. Keep this thing fresh and tidy. We've done our part to refresh a lot of things on this truck with only original Toyota OEM parts. Anything that just was tired with age, whether it's mostly just rubber stuff and some plastics, and of course engine bits and pieces that should be replaced with age, all were. So just keep at it, and this thing will last you another 20, 30, 40 years plus. For any of you a little apprehensive about a right-hand drive vehicle, first question is, have you test drive one? If you didn't like it, okay, fair enough. Maybe it's not for you. But we find that most people who are apprehensive, maybe haven't driven one yet, hop in the driver's seat, right-hand drive, that is. You get used to it, maybe 10, 15 minutes down the road. If it's a manual, maybe double that time, 30 minutes. And it becomes second nature. So don't let that scare you off. It's pretty quiet in here. Probably more quiet than you would expect from a base spec truck like this, but they still did their part with insulation. And while the 80 series are just really overbuilt trucks, they were built in-house. Toyota had a secondary division nicknamed Araco, can see the sticker on the front right door of any truck that was built at the Araco factory. And they had a reputation for building very, very solid. Their standards were solid and high. This was built by Araco. The Toyota Coasters were built by Araco as well. The Araco division was absorbed into another Toyota plant, I think around 2002, 2003. If I'm wrong, someone please correct me in the comments. I'm just going off the cuff here from my memory. That doesn't mean Land Cruisers built after 2002 aren't as good, but some folks like the old Araco trucks. I'm pretty indifferent, but you know, just a fun fact. All right, guys, I want to thank you guys for all watching this video, checking out this truck. We love to present these things and talk about them, show them to the world, share them with you all. So as always, thank you for the support on this video, for watching it, and just stay tuned for the next one, because we always have stuff we're working on. So, oh, and if you're interested in purchasing this one, you can contact my assistant here, and she will help you with any questions you have. Or you could just go to OttoEx.com, OttoEx.com, and check us out there. And you could call and talk to a human too if you don't want to talk to a corgi. Thanks for watching as always, guys. See you next time.